Hi, gang, it's Adam.
And Patrick.
Coming up on today's episode, we say farewell to Pride Month by announcing the winner of our Week 4 giveaway. We cover the latest Disney news and rumors, and list our Fab 5 sidekicks. As always, we close out the show with some quick D. All that and more on today's episode of Gays Do the D.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Patrick, Marzipan, Kazuki.
I love marzipan. What's up, Adam Boom Boom Hummel?
Boom Boom.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you.
Ask.
You glanced down at your notes when you said Boom Boom. Did you have Boom Boom written down?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
Okay. I was like, are you preparing all of these?
I'm an actor, Adam. I don't prepare. That's what that means.
That seems right for this podcast.
Yeah.
Do not prepare whatever
my life
you do.
in general, just no preparation.
Hey, Patrick, you
What's
know
up?
what?
Yeah.
It is the week of 4th of July.
Maybe that's why I said boom boom.
Oh.
Fireworks.
Yes.
Baby, you're a firework.
Or is it because I always bring the boom boom to the dance floor
That's
at
true.
Der Club?
In the boom boom room.
Mm-hmm.
Happy 4th, Adam.
Thank you so much. Happy Independence Day to you.
You can see I'm no longer wearing a banana hammock that is rainbow. It's now red, white, and blue.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep. Red, white, and blue right through that one.
And you can see that I am still incredibly uncomfortable being around you.
As per usual.
Yeah.
As per usual.
Yeah.
So nothing changes around here during the holidays.
That's right. Well, Patrick, if you're looking for a way to truly celebrate the 4th of July,
I always am.
you can watch #Disney Parks Live.
Oh, yeah.
Live broadcast of the 4th of July fireworks from the Magic Kingdom on July 4th.
And there's really nothing like watching a spectacular fireworks show on 8 inches of screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to watch someone filming it through an iPad through the television.
That actually might be better than the live broadcast. I'm not going to lie to you. It'll be a closer look at it at least.
Have you ever watched the fireworks in the past?
The 4th of July ones?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen them.
Wow.
Are they great?
Holy buckets.
Wait, you've been in the parks for the 4th of July?
No, I've only seen them broadcast, and I've only seen them on YouTube.
Okay.
But man alive, that is
Yeah.
a big, big show.
I imagine. I think they do them on the 3rd of July as well. So if you're looking to get a cheaper ticket for these 4th of July fireworks, go on the 3rd.
Yes.
That's my hot D tip of the day.
But don't tune in on the 3rd because...
It won't happen.
Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing will be there.
Are you doing anything special for the 4th of July?
You know that I am. We're all going to hang out with Paul and Bart. We're having a little barbecue. You're looking at me like you have no idea what I'm talking about right now.
Because I completely forgot that was happening.
Oh, dear.
But once you said it, I was like, that's right, we are hanging out on the 4th of July.
Mhm. Get your life in order.
I know.
And join us on the 4th, please.
I promise I'll remember.
Okay. I might be wearing this banana hammock still. You never know.
Might.
It's the only thing that fits.
Nothing says 4th of July like seeing you in a banana hammock and eating a bratwurst.
God bless America.
God bless America.
So, Adam, we had quite an exciting event happen this week.
We did.
We were interviewed.
Who?
Someone cares about us. We have one listener who cares about us, who
Yes.
also happens to have a podcast.
Yes.
Our dear friend Lou from Brazil, who is at Disney BR Podcast on Instagram. She's got a great Instagram, and she has a Disney podcast that she does by herself in Brazil. So it's all in Portuguese.
It is.
We did not speak Portuguese.
Shocking.
But she speaks better English than we do, I think.
Yes. She kept apologizing for her English, and
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you have this down pat.
Yeah, you're grammatically correct. We are just using slang words and trashing the language.
Were you nervous to be interviewed by her?
I thought it was going to be, but
Yeah.
she is so comforting
Yeah.
that I was like, oh, this is a cinch.
I was extremely nervous.
You were?
And not to say that she
I could
wasn't
tell
comforting.
by your gas during it.
It was because this podcast, when it's just us, I'm
Yeah.
like, who cares? Like, it's just us.
I can tell that's how you feel about it.
But when it's someone else interviewing you for
Yeah.
their podcast,
Yeah,
I feel like I need to be more snappy and funny and interesting.
Oh.
And it ended up me just emitting gobbledygook from my mouth.
No, you were actually very eloquent. Eloquent? This is what's happening. No, you were very wise with what you were saying. And
Was I?
You were. And I was like, I like the teacups. That's a soundbite that you're going to hear if you listen to her podcast.
I
from
honestly
me.
have very little recollection of what was actually said on that, so I'll be curious to hear it in Portuguese.
Yeah.
Hopefully she'll fix the pauses that I took. Yeah.
I was that kid in line. Have you ever seen the movie A Christmas Story?
Yes.
Where they're waiting to go up to see Santa.
Yes.
And that kid is standing behind him and goes, I like the Tin Man. That's all he could say. That was me. That was me on the podcast.
No, I remember you being very snappy and funny, and I was just like, "Grr."
Well, we'll have to listen to it in a couple weeks then and decide who was better. I think it was me.
I agree. For once, I agree with you.
I just couldn't give you a compliment. I couldn't do it. So tune in. You can find her on most podcasting platforms.
Yes.
I know she's on Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
And what else was she on?
Spotify.
And Spotify for sure. We know that for sure. So go listen to her podcast. If you speak Portuguese, great. If not, she still sounds awesome. And maybe you can learn Portuguese by listening to her podcast.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that a great idea?
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Lou. It was a really wonderful time.
Thank you, Lou. Patrick, on last week's episode, during the news segment, we talked about the increase in Walt Disney World's annual passes.
Oh, boy, did we.
And listener Eric, who you can find on Instagram at @EricJames_, drew our attention to the fact that Sam's Club is still selling Walt Disney World Platinum annual passes for $865.99 plus tax.
That is almost literally a steal.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was as of last week, anyway. I don't know if the price has increased since then, but this was after the announcement of the Platinum Annual Pass increase. And so as of last week, they were still selling the Platinum Annual Pass for $865.99.
Now, is that across the country or just in Florida or in certain places?
He sent me an image of the website, and I'm assuming if it's just the website, it's the national website for Sam's Club.
Amazing.
Now, of course, you do need a membership for Sam's Club. And that will cost you either $45 or $100, depending on what kind of level membership you get.
Sure, okay.
But even with the $45 membership, that's still an incredible savings.
I didn't know that they were selling annual passes.
In fact, I think you can get like an entire Disney vacation kind of packaged for you at Sam's Club.
Yeah.
I may be wrong about that, but I think I've heard that in the past.
I know Costco does vacation packages.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
I'm going to have to look into this for Costco. I'm a Costco member, not a Sam's Club member.
If you do stop at Costco, will you pick me up a birthday cake?
I will, just a sheet cake.
Oh, they're so good.
They are actually really good. Maybe I'll bring that for the 4th of July.
Oh, that would be delicious.
Oh, so if there's one thing we got from this story, it's cake.
Do you need anything else?
No, never ever. Speaking of cake, Adam.
Yes?
We have an anniversary to celebrate.
Oh, well, there's no cake here right now.
There's not. There's not. But just pretend.
Okay.
Okay, so we're celebrating 33 years since The Great Mouse Detective came out.
Ooh, I haven't seen it.
July 2nd, 1986.
Wow.
I saw it, I think, maybe in 1986. So I don't remember it very well.
Yeah.
But I need to rewatch this movie.
Is Ratigan the villain in this one?
Professor Ratigan.
Professor Ratigan?
Yeah. Who's played by Vincent Price.
Oh, perfect. Yes, because I think Matthew, my boyfriend, constantly brings him up as like one of the scariest villains he's ever experienced.
Oh, yeah. He is. I remember him being a villain, like a surprise villain, I think.
Right. Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry. I mean, you've had 33 years to see the movie, so not quite a spoiler. But yeah, we should take to this maybe. It's kind of a forgotten Disney movie. It's one of those movies that you don't remember is a Disney movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It falls under like the American Tail kind of genre.
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, Don Bluth may have worked on it. No,
it's possible.
He probably would have left right before then, it seems like. Because it came out in when?
1986.
Yeah, he would have been out by then, I think.
Well, we'll have to investigate it for a Take Two episode. Also in the movie is Alan Young, who was Wilbur on Mr. Ed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I love his voice. He's got a really soothing and character kind of a voice.
What's that like, Patrick?
I don't know. I can't tell because my voice is trash.
Yeah, it is.
So thanks. So happy. Jeez, this is going downhill fast. So happy anniversary, The Great Mouse Detective.
Next time, bring cake, Patrick.
I won't do it. So Adam, now that we're close to the 4th of July, it's time we maybe say goodbye to Pride Month.
Oh, goodbye, Pride.
I mean, we don't have it anymore. We've never really had a lot of pride on this podcast. But
Never had any pride.
But nationally, of course, Pride Month is coming to an end. And it's been a great month. It's a milestone year this year. It's the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots.
Isn't that amazing?
Amazing. It's something that we all should take pause and consider. It's actually a very historic event that a lot of people, sadly, don't know about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I thought we should take just a minute to sort of honor that, especially because we are Gays Do the D. So we should have a little pride in our episode, don't you think?
Yes.
Okay, let's get some. So, of course, as I mentioned, this past Friday, the 28th, marked the 50th anniversary of the beginnings of the Stonewall riots. They happened over a course of days at the Stonewall Inn in New York City. It's an incredibly important date to remember for the LGBT plus community and for the world. It was a moment in time when our community was finally, I guess, pushed to their limits, right?
Right.
They'd had enough, and the brave men and women at the Stonewall Inn stood up for their rights and began to fight, literally fight, for their freedom for people of all sexual orientation and gender identity. And we, you and I, and the LGBT plus community, I'm getting a little emotional talking about this. We literally owe them our lives and our current freedoms to love and be with the people that we choose to love and be with. So we should take a moment and thank all of our brothers and sisters who are still alive today who fought for our freedoms.
That was so well said, Patrick.
Was it? I don't know. I got a little emotional.
It was great. It was great.
Thank you.
And you're absolutely right. I think we forget about, honestly, that happened. And it takes these kind of big milestone anniversaries to remind us that we would not be where we are had these people not stood up for their rights.
That's right. Though we are in a position where we take for granted that, do you know what I mean? Which is a very privileged position to be in. We still have a long ways to go.
Yes.
Right? And we need to muster that courage that they had then and continue it today, because there are still injustices happening in the world and we need to fight for those people.
Absolutely.
So something else we should mention, maybe on a brighter note, our friend of the D, Kale, I don't know if you saw, our friend of the D, Kale from Atlanta.
Oh my gosh.
Who I had the privilege of meeting along with his family in Disney World this past April, just performed in New York City this past weekend with his choir at Carnegie Hall.
Yes.
What the what?
Isn't that incredible?
How exciting is that? So he performed with the New York City Gay Men's Chorus, and I think there were around 400 singers from across the country.
Wow.
And they performed a new suite of choral music called Quiet No More, a choral celebration of Stonewall 50. I am mad that we weren't there. It seems like a missed opportunity for us.
Where were our tickets?
Where were our tickets? Kale, what were you doing? Rude, frankly.
I think it sold out too, didn't it?
It did. It sold out.
That's amazing.
Yeah, such an incredible honor to perform at Carnegie Hall on this historic event. So
it must have been a super emotional experience.
I can't
too.
even imagine.
Yeah, how do you sing? How do you sing and get through that?
I would have been weeping the entire time. Obviously, I cried at the drop of a hat, though. So congratulations, Kale, and congratulations to all the performers who got to take part in that. Thank you for being a part of our community.
Well, Patrick, you mentioned that Pride Month is coming to a close.
It sure is.
And so we have to acknowledge some partnerships that we had during Pride Month.
Yeah, we had a lot of partners this month. What?
Our first partner was Dispinland.
Yes.
We partnered with them for Pride Month, and for the entire month of June, 20% of the sales of Dispinland's Pride pins and button benefited GLSEN.
Sure did.
For those of you that don't know, GLSEN works to ensure that LGBTQ plus students are able to learn and grow in a school environment free from bullying and harassment. So we'd like to thank Dispinland for partnering with us and making that contribution to GLSEN.
GLSEN. I can't not do it.
I know.
Sorry. But yes, thank you, Dispinland. That was very generous of you.
And to see all of the amazing pins that Dispinland offers, you can visit their website at dispinland.com.
They're great.
And to learn more about GLSEN, visit glisten.org.
GLSEN.
What an outro for that segment.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Our second partner for Pride Month, Patrick, were the Traveling Husbands. They sponsored our giveaways for Pride Month, of which we had 4 giveaways, 4 weeks of giveaways during the month.
That's right, and I almost stole all of them. Almost. I
snatched them out of your sweaty paws and got them into the mail to the people who rightly won them in our giveaways.
Such a liar, because I shipped all of these items out. How very dare you.
So for those of you who aren't familiar with the Traveling Husbands, a little bit about them.
Yes.
Jason and Ed are here to help you plan your magical adventures for everything Disney. Whether you are looking for a Walt Disney World celebration, relaxation at an island paradise at Aulani, or travel to lands far, far away for an international Disney destination, the Traveling Husbands can help you plan all of the special details to make your vacation dreams a reality. With their own quest underway to visit all of the 6 Disney castles around the world, you can count on Jason and Ed for travel guidance based on first-hand experience. So be sure to reach out to the Traveling Husbands for your next Disney vacation.
And if travel is something you are still just dreaming about, you can follow all of the adventures of the Traveling Husbands on YouTube as well. As Walt Disney World locals, Jason and Ed will bring the best of the parks right to you. And let's not forget their most recent trip to Hawaii to visit Aulani. Be sure to check them out on YouTube to keep tabs on whatever their next Disney adventure might be.
The Traveling Husbands can be found on YouTube at youtube.com/thetravelinghusbands, as well as all other social media platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. For vacation planning advice, be sure to visit them at thetravelinghusbands.net and sign up for their email list for everything Disney travel related.
I love it. Thank you so much, The Traveling Husbands. It's been a real pleasure to partner with you all month long.
Yes, and Jason and Ed, we're going to be down there for gay days, and we're going to be grabbing a drink.
I love that idea.
And so, Patrick, that takes us to our last Pride Month giveaway winner.
Oh, I'm so sad.
I know.
We're never giving anything away again.
Are you going to miss all of your friends at the post office?
They're not going to miss me because I'm like, what does this fit in? What can I, how do I do this? What's a stamp?
Oh, that's funny.
Is it?
You're funny sometimes.
Thank you.
This week, we are giving away a Rainbow Disney Collection 15.5-inch Mickey Mouse plush.
I love all of those words. This is my favorite of all the giveaways. It is so soothing to touch.
You mentioned that last week, and I'm still disturbed by it.
What? Just caress it for a second.
Okay.
Doesn't that feel great?
It feels great.
It feels like memories.
Oh.
You don't like that? Okay. So whoever wins this has to know that I have fully fondled this Mickey.
Oh, dear.
That's not a great word for that. I meant
dear.
like just, I like it.
Can we even call this person a winner anymore? Because they're
No.
receiving a fondled Mickey.
Pre-fondled.
Okay, great. Well, the winner of the Mickey Mouse plush is Brianna, who you can find on Instagram at Brie_Disney_life.
I love that.
She's a dog mom.
Aw.
And she's a Disney princess.
Isn't she just?
Yes, just like you, Patrick.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Brianna. We will be reaching out to you and DM you to get all of your details.
Hooray.
And thank you to Jason and Ed from The Traveling Husbands for sponsoring all of our Pride Month giveaways.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jason and Ed. Thank you, Dispinland. And thank you, everyone out there who have sent us their amazing Pride photos and celebrated Pride.
Yes.
It was a really amazing month, I have to say. It's one of the better Pride months I've experienced in a while.
Hear, hear.
Aw. Queer.
Queer. Speaking of queer, Patrick.
Uh-oh, what?
Time to talk about some news.
Extra. Queer all about it. It's news time.
Let's talk about some food, Patrick.
Nums.
A new fast casual barbecue restaurant featuring craft brews on tap is coming to the American Adventure Pavilion in Epcot later this year.
I love everything that you just said, so keep going.
Regal Eagle Smokehouse,
Ooh.
:
Okay.
craft drafts and barbecue
That's a mouthful.
will be replacing Liberty Inn, which will close July 8th.
Interesting. Have you ever eaten at Liberty Inn?
I haven't because I have never heard good things about it.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. It's just okay.
Yeah, it's like picnic food, I would say. So this might be a good change.
The new location will be a modern barbecue smokehouse featuring a large smoker on the pavilion's promenade and a redesigned patio for guests to enjoy.
I love that.
A super cute patio at the American Adventure. Throw back a beer.
Sounds sensible.
Sounds very American.
You can eat to the beat while you're sitting there.
You certainly can.
Love it.
This is really important, I think, because there's so many wonderful restaurants around World Showcase.
Yes.
And there's a lot of opportunity for people to experience foods they wouldn't normally try, which they absolutely should.
Yes.
But if your palate isn't of that kind of caliber, shall we say?
Yep.
Why not head to the American Adventure, grab yourself some good barbecue now?
Yeah, I imagine there'll be like some brisket.
Yeah.
Maybe some mac and cheese.
It's a good option for people who may not have that kind of more adventurous palate.
It's smart for sure.
No date has been announced for Regal Eagle Smokehouse's opening.
I think it's safe to assume, like from now until the big anniversary in 2021, that things will open prior to that.
Yeah.
So let's use that as a marker going forward.
Okay, Regal Eagle Smokehouse is opening in 2021.
Or before. Who knows? Adam, I have some more food news for you.
I'm getting hungry.
I know, I need some brisket in my life. So some new offerings have been announced for this year's Epcot International Food and Wine Festival.
Oh.
According to the Disney Parks blog, while the O Canada show gets a refreshed version, the theater will house a new festival destination for the Appleseed Orchard Marketplace, the Alps Marketplace, and Emile's Fromage Montage.
Oh, I love that one.
I love that name so much. It's fun to say. In the Appleseed Orchard Marketplace, you can pair apple-inspired beers, ciders, and cocktails like the Apple Blossom Sky with charcuterie plates. That needs to be my drag name, I think. Apple Blossom Sky.
I could see it.
I like it.
Mine needs to be charcuterie plate.
Oh, we can perform together. Apple Blossom Sky and charcuterie. You'll be able to order beverages individually there or as a flight. I love that idea. The Alps Marketplace will offer a warm raclette Swiss cheese with baby potatoes. I'm going to butcher this word. Cornichons, which basically means a pickle.
I think it's a cornichon. I think that's what it's.
I'm so unrefined.
Yeah, I think that's how you say it.
What is this, prison? We don't have any cornichons on us? You can order some cornichons and a baguette and a venison stew with crushed potatoes. What's a crushed potato? Do they just like squeeze them in their hands?
I feel like it's someone who was probably ghosted on a date. You're such a crushed potato.
That's so specific.
Yeah, well.
Good for you.
Thank you.
They're also going to serve, you'll love this, a frozen rosé.
Ooh, I do love rosé.
Num-nums. The frozen rosés at Disney World are so delicious.
Yeah, they do tend to kind of have a lot of frosés, don't they?
They do. Almost every single booth has one now. Like, I think France started it, and everyone's like, yeah, we have one too. Come over here. Ours is better. But the one that has the shot of Grey Goose in it is the best one, I think.
Yeah.
My favorite of the three to say, Emile's Fromage Montage,
yes,
will offer a variety of cheese dishes. And then something to note, if you sample 5 cheese dishes noted in the festival passport and get a stamp from each location, you can bring that to the Shimmering Sips for a complimentary specialty cheesecake unique to the Food and Wine Festival.
Okay, so you're eating 5 cheeses and then a cheesecake?
Correct.
Gonna need some Dulcolax because no one's gonna be pooping after that.
I had a feeling you were going to mention that, and I wanted to steer away from it, but you were quick to talk about it.
No, it's going to cause some problems.
Good for you, bad for the cleanup crew. Another new food experience this year is the tailgate tasting hosted by ESPN's Monday Night Football. I know you're into that.
I can't wait to experience this.
Yeah, just throw around the old pigskin and eat some food. Touchdown.
This experience could be improved with actual football players being there.
Ooh, I like that idea. Everyone can score.
In jockstraps.
Oh my. I'm in a jockstrap right now.
Your underwear, which has now become outerwear for you.
It's just wear. It's just everyday wear now.
It's becoming a problem, Patrick. It's becoming a problem.
It's just my casual go to the store and get some apples outfit. Bookings are available now for the tailgate tasting for select Sundays, September 8th through November 17th. This 45-minute experience will pair 3 sample-sized food items with a beverage tasting inspired by the cities playing in the Monday night game each week. That's a super smart idea.
Yeah.
You'll also learn how to make each of the dishes at home. The tailgate tasting will be held in the World Showplace Events Pavilion. It's only $19.
Oh, that's good.
That's a really good price.
Yeah.
You do need to make a reservation, and you can do so by calling 407-939-3378. For more information on all things Epcot International Food and Wine Festival, visit tasteepcot.com.
So no football players attending? I didn't hear that in your...
Who can say? They didn't announce any, but I imagine you can still just get in a huddle after the food tasting and just sort of just spank on the butt.
Right.
With your group of friends.
Okay.
Or make some friends by doing that.
Or some enemies. That will land you in Disney jail, I think.
It'd be more tailmating instead of tailgating.
Oh, come on.
What?
I like it.
Thank you so much.
Flash, oh, savior of the universe. Do you remember that song?
I do. I did not expect that to happen just now, though.
That was Queen, Patrick.
Was it really?
It was Queen.
I did not know that.
Either did I until I was researching this story.
Yas Queen.
According to a June 24th, 2019 Deadline post, Thor Ragnarok director Taika Waititi is set to direct a Flash Gordon animated feature film.
I love it.
Kingsman director Matthew Vaughn and Overlord director Julius Avery had been mentioned as possible directors for the long-in-development project. It had seemed like it was going to be a live-action take on the classic sci-fi property, but, as Deadline notes, an animated film is an intriguing way to tackle an iconic property that slipped into the cheesy category thanks to a 1980 film that starred Sam Jones and Max von Sydow and had a memorable theme song and soundtrack by Freddie Mercury and Queen.
I love it. Have you seen that film?
I have seen that film.
It is such garbage in the best way.
Yeah, it is definitely a fever dream of a movie.
Oh my gosh, cult classic for sure.
Oh my gosh, yes. Alex Raymond created the Flash Gordon comic strip in 1934. In the comic strip, Ming the Merciless, evil ruler of the planet Mongo, is hell-bent on destroying Earth, and Flash is tasked with stopping the destruction. The story has been produced several times, including the aforementioned 1980 film. There is no release date set for the film. And so I think with Taika Waititi directing this, Patrick, it's going to be a humorous take on Flash, right? It's got to be.
I would imagine, although Thor Ragnarok had very dark elements in it.
It did.
But it was still very funny.
And now that I think about it, Thor Ragnarok had kind of a Flash look to it about it too, like even the credit sequence and like all of the bright colors that were used.
You're not wrong, which is a first.
I just love saying Taika Waititi.
It sounds like it needs to be a song.
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Adam, now that you're a puppy dad, you'll enjoy this story because you have a family now.
Oh.
I don't know if you can bring Penny, though. Oh. But starting now, Disney is offering a brand new Walt Disney World vacation package called My First Disney Getaway, which is a super cute title. It makes me want to have a child right now and take advantage of this offer.
Okay.
So maybe that's their ploy. Have kids and bring them to Disney.
Indoctrinate them while they're young.
Exactly.
They should just call that package this.
That's fair.
Get them while they're young.
I mean, that's probably what the sample title was in the boardroom. For $999, why not $1,000?
Interesting.
A family of 3 will receive a 2-night stay in a standard room at a select all-star resort on property, a 2-park magic ticket per person with a 1-day-only admission to Magic Kingdom and a 1-day-only admission to Animal Kingdom, 1 stroller rental per day, which is a huge savings.
Yes, it is.
1 merch bag, including a Disney plush, an autograph book with a pen, and a My First Visit Mickey ears with a reusable Disney shopping bag. This package can be booked now for stays starting August 11th through September 25th, 2019. And to take advantage of the offer, you can call 407-939-2733.
Cute.
I love this. I think it's so smart and a great way to just give people like, this is an easy package to do. You don't have to think about anything. Your hotel, your stay, your stroller, and some gifts are all included for one price.
You don't even need a kid. I mean, frankly, you and I could go down and I could just push you around in a stroller.
We kind of do that already.
And be like, my wife Midge has a headache and she's back at the hotel. Right? So
yeah, I don't know how they're going to regulate this. That's actually a really good thought.
And they didn't technically say child, did they?
So here's the thing. I think the red tape is you do have to have a kid because I think children, up to a certain age are free to go into Disney.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's part of the deal. I think the kid has to be between 0 and 9, I believe.
Okay.
And children's tickets are cheaper anyway, so that's why the price is a little bit less. So you can't just bring 3 adults and call one of them your kid.
Sure.
Although when we bring Matthew, that's kind of how it works.
He's young.
Love you, Matthew.
Patrick, we've previously covered some of the exciting presentations coming to D23 Expo 2019.
Truth.
The largest Disney fan event in the world. Running August 23rd through 25th in Anaheim, California. Mm-hmm. We talked about the Disney Legends being honored this year and the fabulous walkthrough costumes exhibit. Walt Disney Archives presents Heroes and Villains, the Art of the Disney Costume.
Yes.
Well, D23 has recently announced more details on the exciting panels, presentations, and entertainment that will be featured at the expo.
I don't want to listen to this because it's making me jealous already.
You're going to get more jealous.
Great. Let's just do it.
Jealouser.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Attendees are invited to, quote, go behind the scenes with the Walt Disney Studios on Saturday, August 24th at 10 a.m. in Hall D23. Walt Disney Animation Studios Chief Creative Officer Jennifer Lee and Pixar Animation Studios Chief Creative Officer Pete Docter will present never-before-seen footage and share surprise announcements. You'll also catch musical performances and appearances by all-star voice talent from the upcoming animated films. Frozen 2 directors Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee will share a sneak peek and reveal brand new details from the film.
Love it.
Director Dan Scanlon and producer Corey Ray will introduce you to characters of Pixar's upcoming original feature film, Onward. And Pete Docter and producer Dana Murray will share some details on next summer's original feature, Soul.
The Doctor is in.
Oh, Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
On Sunday, August 25th at 10 a.m. in the D23 Expo Arena, attendees are invited to The Little Mermaid, the 30th anniversary celebration, hosted by the voice of Ariel, Jodie Benson.
Oh, wow.
On Sunday, August 25th at 10:30 a.m., Chairman of Parks, Experiences, and Products, Bob Chapek, will take to the stage to announce what's new and what's next for resorts around the globe, including more about the transformational plans for Epcot at Walt Disney World Resort in Florida.
Man alive.
I'm very excited for that. I can't wait to hear what he's going to say.
Yeah.
Also on August 25th at noon on the Walt Disney Archives stage, Expo guests can experience hidden gems of the Walt Disney Animation Research Library, preserving and inspiring the Disney legacy. Attendees will learn how the Walt Disney Animation Research Library preserves millions of pieces of original Disney animation art from Steamboat Willie to the films of today. Guests will learn how the archives shares these hidden gems, inspiring artists and audiences alike. Also on Sunday, August 25th at 4 p.m. on stage 28, guests can attend the panel presentation Walt Disney Animation Studios Presents Short Circuit, at which talented artists and filmmakers will share their films for the first time anywhere and give behind-the-scenes insights prior to their release as part of Disney Plus in spring 2020.
I love that. Although I can't hear the phrase short circuit without thinking of the movie Short Circuit.
Number 5 Alive.
Johnny 5 Alive.
That's right. Ally Sheedy. Where's she at?
Oh, yeah. Remember Short Circuit Part 2 as well?
I try to forget it. Try to forget that one. Oh, my God. And the racial insensitivity.
I just thought of that, and I was like, wait, we have to not talk about this anymore.
What's
because
his name? Parker Stevens?
Yeah, something about... Yeah, and oh, that was problematic. Here's something else to focus on. Okay, great.
As for entertainment, Disney on Broadway is returning to D23.
What?
Yes, to present an exclusive concert, Disney on Broadway, a 25th anniversary celebration in Hall D23 on Saturday, August 24th at 3:30 p.m. Hosted by Tony Award nominee Gavin Lee from Mary Poppins. Yes. The 75-minute concert will feature Heidi Blickenstaff from Freaky Friday and The Little Mermaid, Ashley Brown from Mary Poppins, Kissy Simmons from The Lion King, Josh Strickland from Tarzan.
Oh, boy.
Abs.
Mm-hmm.
And Elton Fitzgerald White from The Lion King. This is really cool, Patrick. Disney on Broadway will premiere a new virtual reality experience on the D23 Expo floor. This brand new VR theater puts guests center stage in Aladdin, Frozen, and The Lion King's biggest Broadway production numbers. Can you imagine just like virtually you're suddenly in the middle of a musical number? That's like my dream in everyday life.
I'm ready to cry right now.
Don't cry.
Okay. Please tell me that's all I'm missing out on. There's nothing more, right?
I'm sure there's plenty more, but that's all I'll talk about.
You're mean. That's very mean. Okay.
For information about the expo, including tickets, visit d23.com.
Adam, I'm so mad that I'm not going to be there. I'm so upset about it. Adam, what would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand.
$15.75.
And that's Quick D, everybody. That's Quick D. No, I have a fun Little Mermaid story that might be a rumor still, but it's been circulating and it's been reported officially in Variety.
Okay.
Melissa McCarthy is on board, or in pre-contract, I guess, to play Ursula in the live-action Little Mermaid.
Perfect.
I mean, how did we not think of this?
That's the first thing I thought of when I read that.
We've been wildly speculating all year long, and we've never thought about Melissa McCarthy.
Perfect choice.
Best idea in the entire world.
Fantastic choice.
Yeah. So Variety has officially posted it, and we all know Variety is to be trusted, right?
They're pretty reputable. And
they've not been wrong a lot, actually.
They're on the inside of the entertainment biz. They know what's going on. They know the talks that are happening.
I like that that's my standard now. They've not been wrong a lot.
That's the world we live in now.
That is the world we live in. So this might be fake news, but I think it sounds right.
Oh my gosh, I hope it happens.
I hope it happens. So just a little info on the film. The film will incorporate the original songs from the 1989 animated hit, as well as new tunes, which is interesting, from Alan Menken and Lin-Manuel Miranda. Miranda is also producing the film along with Rob Marshall, who's directing, Mark Platt, and John DeLuca. And David Maggie wrote the script.
I'm concerned about Rob Marshall directing it.
Oh, talk to me about that concern. Because he did Mary Poppins Returns.
He did.
Which, that's true, you didn't love.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
You hated it.
He also did Into the Woods.
Hated it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
You did.
He also did Into the Woods a couple of years ago.
Which I actually really liked.
I was like...
Again, you're wrong.
Lukewarm on it.
Okay.
I'm concerned that maybe it's going to take some interesting twists and turns. Of all of the live-action remakes, this one's got to be pretty spot on. If you F this up, people are going to be really mad because this is the film that sparked the Disney Renaissance.
It's so near and dear to almost everybody's heart. If you don't like The Little Mermaid, yeah, you're wrong if you don't like The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
It's most people's favorite movie, I would say.
So I feel great about Melissa McCarthy.
Yes.
More concerned about the leadership of the film.
I wonder if Lin-Manuel will have a role in the film.
Oh, please no.
I know you hate him so much, but I like him a lot.
Again, I do not hate him.
Oh, I heard the word hate.
I think he's very talented.
Off the record, you hate him.
I just think that maybe he shouldn't be acting in the films.
Interesting. Why do you hate him so much?
Disneyland has announced that the Main Street Electrical Parade will once again be making its way down Main Street, USA.
That's huge news.
Especially because wasn't it supposed to be gone forever?
Forever.
Suddenly it's back.
Yeah.
The spectacular festival pageant of nighttime magic and imagination.
That was great.
Thank you.
You're
which
welcome.
Debuted in 1972, will return for a limited time encore engagement with nightly performances August 2nd through September 30th.
Oh, we're just going to miss it.
Do you think they'll extend it?
I'll write a letter. I'll find out. Yeah, I'll make some things happen.
The parade was last seen in Disneyland in 2017. And as I said, at that point, it was supposed to be gone forever. Yeah.
Now, this parade was in Walt Disney World before as well. This is the one with Pete's Dragon, the big dragon.
Yep. Yeah.
And Alice, I think, is in it.
Yep.
I like this parade a lot. It's really nostalgic.
It's not my favorite.
That's fair, but that's what I mean. It's a very nostalgic parade.
Yes.
It's not like hip to the new
right.
technological advances that we're seeing now in the parades.
I think what bothers me most is the song, that Baroque hoedown song.
Yeah.
It gets a little repetitive and gets on my nerves a little bit.
People are going to be upset with me, all of our flag-waving friends that we have that are listening to the podcast right now, but I hate that it ends with the weird American flag. I'm very patriotic, but it's like, okay, we get it. We're not...
Where did it come from?
It's so weird.
It's all Disney stories, and suddenly there's a giant American flag.
Yeah, at least put Sam Eagle in it or something from the Muppets.
They should do that.
Do you know what I mean? We are full of really good ideas.
We are.
You're full of...
No, you... Now I have to beep out two things.
I can't be stopped. I'm out of control.
Patrick, I've got some rumor control for you this week.
Oh, rumor control.
Does Adele sing that too?
She should.
Okay, she should. So there's a couple of rumors that were put to rest this week, both in Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. Last week, we reported that there was a rumor going around about the closing of the Country Bear Jamboree and its replacement with a possible Toy Story marionette show.
Oh, yeah.
Disney has squashed that rumor.
They did.
Yes, they said it's not happening. Country Bears are here to stay.
I had a feeling.
And also last week, another rumor appeared that a Moana overlay would be coming to Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room.
Interesting.
Disney also smashed that rumor.
They kicked it to the curb.
They smashed it like a potato.
And they don't often do this because they actually officially reported it on the Disney Parks blog. Isn't that right?
Both of these stories were officially reported on the Parks blog.
Yeah, they almost just consistently have a no comment about things, especially because they're just like, this is garbage. We're not even going to mention it. But they were like, calm down. It's not happening.
Isn't it interesting that it's happening more and more too? Because what was it, a month or two ago, they reported that the Epcot pavilions would not be destroyed. Remember when the land and the seas apparently were going to be destroyed?
Yeah.
And they reported on the Parks blog again saying, no, that wasn't going to be the case. Do you think it's just like oversaturation of social media and people get worked up into a frenzy and so they need to like control that?
Maybe. Who's making these? Is Perez Hilton involved in any of these? Because that sounds about right. Like, who's making this stuff up and where's it coming from?
Should we make up a rumor right now?
They're turning Animal Kingdom into a McDonald's branded park.
Oh, great. So it's Disney's Animal Kingdom brought to you by McDonald's?
Yeah, but they're removing all of the animals and it'll just be like Grimace and the Hamburglar on the safari.
I can't wait to see the Fry Guys on the safari.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Delicious.
Rumor complete.
Patrick.
Yas, Queen.
I am super excited, and do you know why?
I don't know why.
You know why.
I do.
It has been so long.
So long.
Since we've done a Fab 5 segment.
I know, I miss it.
It feels like classic Gays Do the D today because it's just you and me. There's no guest. And we're returning to a Fab 5 segment, which I believe was our very first episode.
It was our very first episode.
It's like our origin story.
Oh, I love that.
Fab 5.
We're back to basics.
Yes. And this week's Fab 5 category is Fab 5 Sidekicks.
Hero sidekicks, to be specific.
That's right. So we're not doing henchmen.
Oh, good word.
Yeah, we're doing sidekicks, the good guys and gals.
I love it. Did you have an easy time or a hard time with this list?
I had a soupy-doopy hard time with this list.
Samesies. Man, I was like, oh, I know right off the top of my head. And then I started thinking about the whole catalog of heroes and sidekicks, and I was like, they're all great.
They're all so lovable.
They're all so lovable. Yeah.
So like cutting one was like just taking a knife to its throat.
Yeah.
Slitting it.
Which that was fun for me.
Watching it die. So I did a little research, Patrick, because I did not know where the term sidekick came from.
Oh.
Yes.
You did a rabbit hole.
Aren't you proud of me?
I am proud of you. Amanda's going to be so mad at you.
Okay, so sidekick, as we know it kind of now, is defined as a person closely associated with another as a subordinate or partner. Right?
Okay, so me to you, I guess, right?
Ooh, are you my sidekick?
Let's face facts. Facts are facts.
That makes me the hero. But the origin of the term comes from pickpocket slang of the late 19th and early 20th century. The kick is the front side pocket of a pair of trousers and was found to be the safest pocket from thieves. Thus, the sidekick became an inseparable companion.
Interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
I wonder if you read the novel Oliver, you'll hear that term in it.
Oh, yeah. Oliver Twist. I bet it does have it in there.
Interesting.
Another reason why I had a really hard time kind of narrowing down my list was because how do you define a sidekick, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because sometimes it could just be another character, but someone else could be like, no, that's totally a sidekick.
Yeah.
And then as I was doing more research, I found the term deuteragonist. Have you heard of deuteragonist?
No, but it turns me on a little bit.
So a deuteragonist is like when there's two kind of main characters that are friends.
Okay.
How do you determine who the sidekick is? Like they're kind of equal value.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like some of the characters that you list as a sidekick, I could be like, oh, that to me, that's like a deuteragonist.
So think Kuzco and Pasha from The Emperor's New Groove, right?
Yeah.
Who's the sidekick, or are they both the heroes?
Right. Yeah, interesting.
So partner and sidekick are two different things.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good way of looking at it.
All right.
But I guess ultimately it comes down to how do you define sidekick and what's a sidekick to you?
Yeah.
Which of these characters spoke to you as a sidekick?
How did you determine your list? What were there any like qualifying factors that you implemented to narrow it down?
Honestly, not really. Like, I just thought of the ones that really spoke to me or the ones that I found super cute or endearing and started there.
Okay.
I guess it couldn't be a character that, like, has their name in the title of the movie because
Sure.
that would kind of, you know.
So you put no thought into it, is what you're saying.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to be reading some of our listeners' lists later, and the thought that's been put into those, holy buckets.
We had so many people respond.
We did.
I loved it. It was really fun. I thought about it in how much do I love them, like you said, and also how much are they helping the plot or like the winning of the story? Are they involved in that at all? And if so, that determined whether or not I considered them a sidekick.
So for you, it's like how purposeful are they?
Are they useful and are they fun?
Interesting. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Not as good as just being cute, but whatever.
So not as good as not putting any thought into it at all. Got it.
All right, Patrick, do you want to start us off this time?
I'll sidekick us off.
Okay, yeah.
I'm so smart sometimes. I'm going to kick you in the side.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Just right in the kidney. Right in the kidney.
I've only got one left, so
oh my gosh,
I have both. I still have both for the time being.
This got weird. This got weird.
All right, Patrick, give me your number 5 Fab 5 sidekick.
Are you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
I don't think you are, but
okay.
I chose Maximus, the horse from Tangled.
That's a great choice.
Thank you. I thought about this for a long time, and
Yeah.
I rearranged things and put people in and off the list, and I was like, you know what? I think Maximus is the comic relief in that whole movie. He's so funny to watch.
Yeah. Oh,
I love him.
Hilarious.
He's voiced by Frank Welker, who, if you've seen anything,
I know.
you've heard his voice. If you've turned on a television, you've heard his voice somewhere.
We've talked about Frank Welker before on this podcast.
We have. He's voiced Fred and Scooby-Doo.
That's right.
Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget.
Dr. Claw.
Exactly. Slimer from the real Ghostbusters cartoon. Remember that one?
His greatest work.
Two of the Beagle Boys in DuckTales. Abu and the Cave of Wonders in Aladdin, and the Cave of Wonders in the live-action Aladdin.
Yes.
And this is kind of a fun fact. He took over the voice of Garfield.
Oh, wow.
After the original actor, Lorenzo Music, passed away in 2001.
Wow.
And he did the voice for Pascal in Tangled.
Yes.
And that's just like not even the tip of the iceberg. That's like the journey to the iceberg.
Yes, listeners, check out Frank Welker's IMDb profile because you will be reading for a while.
Forever. It's amazing. It's amazing. What I love about Maximus, so he starts out the movie as the horse of the captain of the guards in the city of Corona, who's tasked with capturing my most beautiful, picturesque, favorite hero, Flynn Rider. He starts out very serious.
God, the time you took with that. You need a moment.
I do. He starts out very serious and determined, but Rapunzel is able to soften him a bit, and he sort of develops what I would call a bromance with Flynn Rider.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's such a funny part in the movie. The entire journey of Maximus is hysterical.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
Yeah.
And he basically puts his life in danger to save Rapunzel and Flynn Rider.
Yeah.
He has a heart of gold. He's super funny. He's loyal. He's determined. All the factors I think you want in a sidekick. Interestingly, this was a rare instance in the Disney Renaissance that sidekicks and or animals in general don't have a voice.
Yeah.
So like previously, a lot of the sidekicks and a lot of the animals in Disney movies have speaking roles.
Yes.
And Maximus was one of the first ones in a long time who never spoke a word, but yet he still has an enormous role in the movie.
Yeah.
The directors took a lot of inspiration from Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton when they were thinking of Maximus and Pascal both.
Yes.
And then when they were drawing him, they were trying to figure out how do we make him a horse of regal stature, but also super funny.
Yeah.
And so they took inspiration from every single horse that they've animated throughout Disney history.
Yeah.
And added a little bit of dog into him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And
You
they're
can
like,
see that,
this is the character. So he's a very like strong being,
Yeah.
but he's also lovable AF. AF.
Yeah.
Love him. Love Maximus. So that was my number 5 sidekick.
It's a fabulous pick.
Thank you so much. I'm angry that they don't have Maximus plush dolls.
Oh, yeah.
Or any sort of character purchase for Maximus in the parks. If there is one, listeners, point it out to me. I want to go find it and buy one.
I would imagine there's a pin, though. There's probably Maximus pins.
There must be, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, so that's my number 5.
Fantastic.
Thank you. What about you?
My number 5 choice is Pascal
Oh my gosh.
from Tangled.
I love it. We are friends sometimes.
Yeah, so a lot of what you just said is actually applied to Pascal. Like you just mentioned that, the directors kind of took inspiration from Charlie Chaplin and, from some of the physical comedians of the silent movie era.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Pascal, as you already mentioned,
sorry about
did all my work for me. That's actually great. Was voiced by Frank Welker.
Mm-hmm.
He's uncredited for both Maximus and
Yeah, which is strange. I guess they don't have
Pascal.
a lot of vocal work,
right,
but
it's just a little like
enough.
chittering and horse sounds.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, the name Pascal was borrowed from a pet chameleon owned by Tangled animator Kelly Lewis.
No way.
Yes, she had a little Pascal already.
Oh, I love that.
And during production, Lewis's other pet chameleon and Pascal's mate hatched 6 eggs, in turn making Pascal a father.
Oh my gosh.
In tribute to Pascal, the directors included a chameleon babies credit in the film's closing credits. They do like production babies in the credits, parodying the more traditional, production babies credit.
That is the cutest thing I've ever heard.
Okay, so I love Pascal because he gives the best side eye of any character
does.
I've ever seen.
Literal side eye, too.
Like and he's so sweet because who would stay up in that tower with Rapunzel
I know.
other than that cute little chameleon?
I would.
Do you know they gave her a chameleon because Rapunzel's not like a traditional Disney princess. She's a little bit more rough and tumble.
It's true. She's scrappy.
Yeah, and so they were like, we don't want to give her something soft. We want to give her something kind of out of the ordinary. And they're like, a lizard. A lizard is a great choice for Rapunzel to have as a kind of companion.
That's true. Most Disney princesses have like a bird or something, but and Jasmine, I guess, has a tiger. That's pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a really good thing to point out.
And he's so great at the deadpan, too.
Yes.
Like in the opening number when she's making Pascal that little dress that matches her dress, and he's just like staring at the camera, like completely uninspired by it.
Yes.
I love that moment.
Yeah.
I love Pascal.
He's great.
Yeah.
I love that movie in general.
Yes. I mean, think about just the fact that 2 of our Fab 5 characters, our sidekicks, come from that movie. And then think about, those are just the sidekicks from that movie.
Yeah.
Like, you still have Flynn and Rapunzel and Mother Gothel, like all these really solid characters that drive that movie. It's incredible.
And we both chose as our first sidekicks ones who don't speak a word in the entire movie, and yet they're so lovable still.
Right. Which makes them funnier, right? Almost
I think so.
Because you get what they're going for,
but
they can also kind of apply your own layer of what they're actually saying by that look or by that gesture.
I think some of the funniest comedy comes from reaction.
Oh, yeah.
Reaction takes.
Yeah.
And you don't need to speak a word.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, I love that I know what you're thinking and I know what your motivation is just by watching you react to things.
That's totally those 2 characters in a nutshell.
I love it.
Their reactions to what's going on around them.
Exactly. We are on a roll.
We are.
I like this. Okay, should we move on to number 4?
Let's do that.
All right, so I cheated a little bit. My number 4 is actually 2 characters.
Okay, it's fair. It's fair.
I'm talking about Gus and Jacques from Cinderella.
As soon as you said 2, I knew where you were going. Yes.
These characters are so nostalgic for me. I love them so much. They're so dear to my heart and cute as the day is long. They are both voiced by Jimmy McDonald, who also voiced Mickey Mouse from 1947 to 1977. He was the original voice of Chip from Chip and Dale, and he was a Dormouse in Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, how about that?
So he's got a repertoire of those miniature voices, which I love so much. I could listen to that vocal acting all day long. It just
so
makes
cute.
it makes me so happy and joyful. Both Gus and Jacques were animated by Ward Kimball, who is one of the 9 old men credited for animating Jiminy Cricket, The Reluctant Dragon, You Gay Dragon, Dumbo, The Three Caballeros, Ichabod Crane, the list goes on. And Lucifer, actually, from Cinderella as well.
Wow.
Yeah. Another animator who was credited for Jacques and Gus and a lot of the mice in Cinderella is Wolfgang Reitherman, who's also one of the 9 old men, who's credited for animating a lot of the action sequences in the old Disney movies. So think of the Monstro scene in Pinocchio in the ocean, the Headless Horseman chase scene, White Rabbit's house being destroyed in Alice in Wonderland. A lot of those heavy action shots he had a big hand in creating.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I think he did a lot of when the mice were running around and scurrying.
Sure.
He helped out with those. So I love these mice. They're so lovable and adorable. And frankly, Cinderella would not have gotten out of that attic if it weren't for Jacques and Gus.
It's true.
Taking the key from Lady Tremaine.
It's true.
They love her so much. They are so loyal to Cinderella. She wouldn't have had that original dress if it weren't for them and the birds and all the animal help. Cinderella really didn't do much to save herself. She had a lot of assistance.
She needed it. She was tired from like scrubbing the floors.
That's true.
And,
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, what can you do? You're trapped in a tower.
She needed
Locked
a
away in
nap.
a tower.
And she was like, everyone else, help me. Do it for me.
I love when they look at Lady Tremaine to figure out where she has the key, and they have that see-through moment in her pocket where like you see the key.
It's so funny. They are the best. And like when Jacques just calls him Gus Gus all the time.
Yeah.
Gus Gus.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Their voices are adorable. Again, like the movie wouldn't have been as fun without Gus and Jacques, I think.
I identify as a Gus.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm definitely a Gus.
Gus Gus.
Yeah.
I love it. And his fear of Lucifer is so adorable.
Yeah.
When you first see Gus, you're cowering in the little corner of the mouse cave.
Oh, so sad.
Oh my God, it's so lovable and sad at the same time.
And then Jack is like, sneaky. He's like giving him like instructions about how to avoid Lucifer.
And when he's in
cute.
he's in the coffee cup and she's about to pour the hot coffee on his tummy and it just like sinks in.
I wish I could do that. Sometimes at the beach I do that.
Fair. Did you have these two, the McDonald's Gus and Jacques ornaments?
Ornaments, I think they were.
They were plush ornaments.
Yeah.
That were enormous, that like hung the tree down a little bit.
Yeah.
They were so fun, but I played with them as toys instead of ornaments all
I think
year
a lot
long.
of kids probably did that.
Yeah, they were so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, so those are my number 4A and 4B, I guess.
Those are great choices.
Thank you so much.
Cute.
I know.
All right. Well, my number 4 from my Fab 5 Sidekicks list is personal healthcare companion Baymax.
Oh, I thought about him. I wasn't quite sure if he was a sidekick or a hero.
Well, interestingly enough, he is referred to as a deuteragonist.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But I decided to put him in the sidekick category.
Rules be damned.
I know, who cares? So he is, of course, from Big Hero 6, which came out in 2014.
Yeah.
And he was voiced by Scott Adsit, who played Pete Hornberger on 30 Rock.
No way.
Yes.
That is a fun fact.
When I was watching the movie, I was like, where is this voice coming? I recognize this voice.
Wow.
But he's just being like a more soothing and kind of monotone Pete Hornberger.
Yeah. You just blew my mind with that.
Yeah, he's fantastic doing that voice. He was created by Steven Seagal and Duncan Rouleau for Marvel Comics. It was a comic before it was a movie. And I gotta say, Baymax looks very different in the comic books. Have you ever seen what he actually looks like?
No.
He is more mechanical looking, I would say, like more like a transformer.
So he's not as huggable.
Right. He also has the ability to transform into this big green monster. I didn't look too much into it. I'm like, no, I like my Baymax the way I know him.
Yeah.
From Big Hero 6.
Smart decision.
The movie.
Smart decision, Disney. He's very approachable now in the movie.
Oh my gosh. Way more approachable. Baymax's design in the film drew influence from Japanese anime and Shogun Warriors toys. Mecha designer Shigeto Koyama worked on the concept design for Baymax in the film. Okay, so I love Baymax.
Yeah.
Because he takes care of you.
Yes.
And he's not done taking care of you until you insist that he is done. Or
until you say it, right? You're like, I'm not satisfied with my care.
You are satisfied with your care.
Aww.
Yeah, then he'll go back to his little box and collapse into his box.
Nothing more emotional than when he says that to Baymax when he thinks he's dying or something. He's like, I'm not satisfied.
Okay, spoiler alert for anyone who has not seen the movie, just fast forward 30 seconds. At the end, when they go into that weird dimension portal thing, and Baymax insists that heroes say he's satisfied with his care so that he can push him away and back into Earth.
Oh boy.
I can't handle it.
Do you know what that scene reminds me of? This is going to be a real throwback, a deep cut. Did you ever see Monster Squad?
No. Wait, was that the one with Dracula and they all team up with that.
Yeah, and Frankenstein, or Frankenstein's
The
monster, I
Wolfman
guess,
and-
is a hero in the movie. He's a
Okay.
good guy.
Okay.
And at the end of the movie, he is sucked into a portal that's going back in time, and he
Sure he is.
insists that the kids stay where they are because they love him so much.
Yeah.
And it's actually a little bit emotional. It reminds me of that movie. Sorry, that was a long walk around the block to get to one point.
I love it. I need to watch it now. I need to watch it.
You do.
And I love that Baymax was created by Hero's brother. I mean, that alone, right? Like, it just makes him so much more sweet.
Man.
And the fact that you lose him, again, spoiler alert, early in the movie. But Baymax is just so sweet and caring.
Yes.
And he's there for your comfort, Patrick. And you've actually had the pleasure of actually hugging him at Epcot, right?
Yeah, me and Anna love him so much. Her quote about Baymax in the parks is, "He sounds like the wind."
Yeah, he's whirling.
He's whirling inside. It's so funny.
I have not had the pleasure of meeting him yet, but that is one
I think you
character meet and
should.
greet I would like to do.
Because he won't talk to you.
Right.
And
Right.
that's one of your criteria for meeting a character.
I also love when his battery starts to run low and he's like drunk. He basically seems like he's drunk.
Baby kitty.
He's like furry baby.
Oh,
when
furry
he's
baby. That's what it is.
Petting the cat.
That's what it is. Furry baby.
Oh my God. I was dying laughing. That whole sequence where his battery's running low is like perfection.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So that is my number 4 choice for Fab Five Sidekicks, Baymax.
Good selection.
Thank you so much.
Unexpected. I didn't expect that of you. Of having a good selection. Moving on to number 3.
Yes.
I have a big one. That was a weird way to start that out.
Disagree. You're wearing a jockstrap right now. I can see that it's...
How very dare you? That is rude and inaccurate. My number 3 is Sebastian from The Little Mermaid.
I was about to do a Jamaican accent.
Don't try it. Don't try it.
But I said,
That's problematic.
I
don't like
started
it. Never do that again.
Ariel, listen to me.
Okay, so I have a fun fact about his voice.
Yeah.
It's not Jamaican. Because the actor who plays Sebastian, Samuel E. Wright, fun fact, doesn't have a Jamaican accent in his repertoire necessarily.
Oh.
So what you're hearing is a Trinidadian accent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah? Fun fact?
Okay.
Okay, you don't like it.
I'm not sure what a Trinidadian accent sounds like.
Well,
but-
listen to Sebastian and you'll find out. So we should clarify that Sebastian's full name,
Yes.
do you know it?
No.
Is Horatio Thelonious Ignatius.
Oh, yes.
Crustaceous.
Yes.
Sebastian.
Yeah, because that little guy announces it before the concert, right?
Which reminds me of the song in Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella.
Yes. The prince's
The
name.
prince's full name
Yes,
is super
I love
long.
that.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a throwback to that.
Oh, yeah.
It might be.
Yeah.
Who knows? Another fun fact about Sebastian is that he is an original character for Disney. He was not in the Hans Christian Andersen version of The Little Mermaid, which
Sure.
is the original telling of the story.
Yeah.
So Disney created him all by themselves, which wonderful job, because Sebastian's one of my favorites, one of the funniest characters, I think, because he's so, as you mentioned before about one of your sidekicks, very deadpan, which makes him really funny. Like, he's very serious, and that's the comedy that comes from him, is his being serious about everything.
Do you know what my favorite Sebastian moment is in the movie?
I don't. Because there's so many.
Because there are so many.
There are so many.
The first time he sees Ariel on the beach with Eric, and like his mouth drops, and you hear "Ko-chong,"
Yes.
like his mouth drops, and then Scuttle comes and pushes his little feather finger up to Sebastian's mouth so that Sebastian can close his mouth. So
I love
cute.
it so much. Sebastian's the best.
And anytime Sebastian walks and you hear his little legs,
Yes, the sound effects that come from Sebastian are hilarious. So Sebastian was animated by Duncan Majori Banks, who also animated Abu, Governor Ratcliffe, and Big Daddy in Princess and the Frog.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. So originally, Sebastian was supposed to be this English butler lobster named Clarence. But Howard Ashman proposed changing the character to more of a Jamaican Rastafarian kind of a character, which then changed the entire soundtrack to the movie once they decided that was the way to go.
For sure.
Yeah. And then when Samuel E. Wright came in and couldn't do the Jamaican accent and was doing a Trinidadian, they were like, actually, that sounds a lot better. Let's go with that instead.
Oh,
So it was all just sort of a fluke that Sebastian is the character that he is today.
a fluke is also a fish. So let's see how that all comes together.
Good job.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. I think a lot of my sidekicks are coming from a place of they're supposed to be like an authoritarian, and then they soften up and turn into a very lovable character towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Sebastian. He's sort of uptight and proud. He's got a little bit of an ego, but once he starts spending time with Ariel, he starts to understand that there's something very special about her, that he has to protect her with all of his being. And he literally puts his life in danger to save Ariel. And frankly, she would have died without his help. Ariel couldn't do anything in the movie, basically.
I mean, blanket statement, a lot of these sidekicks, the heroes would have died at some point had it not been for the sidekick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He fully helped Prince Eric fall in love with her.
Yeah.
She didn't have any game. She didn't know what she was doing.
Well, she couldn't talk.
She had no hustle. Yeah, she couldn't talk. But she had her body language.
She did. She had her looks, her pretty face. Yeah.
He's just so lovable. And I love that he's a crab, which is such a perfect character for what he is, because he's got this hard outer shell, but inside he's just very soft and lovable.
And delicious.
And, and so scrumptious.
Le poisson, le poisson.
Of course. And he has one of the most iconic songs in Disney canon.
Oh my gosh.
Under the Sea.
Yeah.
You can't go to a Disney park or a day in your life, really, without thinking about that song, I feel like. Once it's in your head, it's there for a long time.
You know, this just occurred to me. He's kind of like Jiminy Cricket in a way, isn't he?
You're not wrong.
He's kind of like a conscience for Ariel early on in the film.
He tries to be.
Yeah. And then he kind of slowly transforms into this softer kind of,
And through his help, he sort of hurts her a little bit.
Yes.
Kind of like Jiminy Cricket did a little bit too. But like, so he's not infallible.
Right.
But his devotion is steadfast.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about him.
Yeah.
Good job, Sebastian.
Oh, Sebastian.
So that's my number 3.
Great number 3, Patrick.
Thank you so much. What about your number 3?
My number 3 is Pluto.
Oh my goodness. Unexpected.
Mickey Mouse's pup. Pluto.
Love that.
Yes, Pluto first appeared in September 1930 as a nameless bloodhound in the Mickey Mouse cartoon The Chain Gang. He was adapted into Minnie Mouse's dog Rover in The Picnic.
I was going to say, wasn't he originally Minnie Mouse's dog instead of Mickey's?
He was.
Okay.
And then in 1931, Pluto officially became the Pluto that we know and love in The Moose Hunt, likely gaining the name from the dwarf planet which was discovered the previous year.
That's right.
They named him after the planet.
I love it.
And Pluto is currently voiced by Bill Farmer, who also performs the voice of Goofy and Horace Horsecollar.
I love that.
So what's not to love about Pluto?
I mean...
Right?
Yeah.
He gets into some scrapes, doesn't he? Particularly with Chip and Dale.
Yes.
Like he tries to be a good pup, right? But then when those two...
rascals.
show up. He kind of goes a little wild. And I love how clumsy he is.
Yeah.
Like he's always getting his like feet. I think about that Christmas special with Chip and Dale in the tree and he gets his feet stuck in the presents and like tears down the tree. You know, he always has the best of intentions, Pluto does.
Yeah.
But he kind of gets led astray by his dog instincts.
Yeah.
You know, like he's basically a human in dog form. But then once he sees like Chip and Dale, he can't control it anymore.
He's full dog.
He's full dog.
Yeah.
He's such a fantastic companion for Mickey Mouse. They're besties. They're best friends.
They are besties. I love when Pluto scratches himself with his little fleas on his back.
Yes.
It's like a 5-minute sequence. It feels like sometimes that he's just scratching himself, and it's hysterical.
I also love that his collar's too big for his neck.
Yeah.
And I love his little whiskers hanging off his chin.
Little Pluto.
Because Penny has the same thing. She has little whiskers.
She's got a beard.
She's got a little beard. She does. Yeah.
How appropriate that one of your Fab Five is one of the original Fab Five in Disney.
How about that?
How about that?
Yeah. So he's obviously been in numerous shorts.
Yeah.
And holiday specials. And, you know, I just really think that he is a fantastic sidekick and also, again, one that has maybe the best of intentions but ends up kind of screwing things up along the way.
It's true. He never is really credited as saving the day as much as he is as being sort of a foil in Mickey's plans.
He's the
unintentionally
instigator of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But he always feels guilty.
He does.
Yeah.
He never means to do bad.
That's right.
He's just a dog.
He's a dog.
Oh, Pluto.
So that is my number 3 choice, Pluto.
One of the better characters to meet in the parks, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You'll always have a really good interaction with Pluto.
That's true.
Good job. I'm proud of you for making some good decisions today.
For once.
Yeah.
For once in my life.
I don't disagree with any of these so far.
All right, Patrick, we're moving on to number 2.
I've got a big number 2 for you, Adam.
Oh, gross.
You know what I'm talking about.
What is your number 2 sidekick?
Baloo from the Jungle Book.
Baloo is your number 2?
Yeah. It rhymes. I love it. So, fun fact about Baloo is that Baloo is a Hindi word for bear.
I don't get it.
Okay.
Why would they name him Baloo?
All right, moving on.
Do not see why they did that.
Baloo was also an original character in Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book, the collection of stories from the jungle. He was actually a character in that book. He was more of a teacher role, and then Disney turned him into more of just a companion and sort of a mentor of the jungle, but more lovable.
Sure.
Where he was a lot more serious in Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book.
Got it.
He is voiced by Phil Harris, who I love his voice.
Yes.
Who voiced Baloo for most of his career, but now I can't remember who's voicing him now. Do you know?
I don't.
Nobody cares, I guess. What I love about Baloo, he's very laid back and carefree, yet he's also Mowgli's teacher.
Right.
In the jungle. He's placed in his care sort of begrudgingly by Bagheera.
Yeah.
Who's such a great character
as
well. You can't really think about Baloo without Bagheera.
Right.
He sort of teaches Mowgli how to survive in the jungle with all these tips and tricks that he has of like looking under rocks for food and opening coconuts. He's sort of Timon and Pumbaa in one character. He's sort of the original version of that story arc in The Lion King.
And the lessons he passes along, much like Timon and Pumbaa, aren't always the most like upstanding lessons or like it's like kind of like cheating a little bit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
He's resourceful.
Yeah, resourceful is a great way to say it. Yeah.
He teaches him how to survive, not necessarily how to be a good person.
Right. That's exactly right. Yep.
Which I love about him. But his love for Mowgli is so deep and strong, and you can tell that Baloo wanted to have a friend because no one wanted to be his friend necessarily because he's a huge bear that everyone thinks it should be scary.
Right.
And so he finally finds a friend in Mowgli. And so when you see him say goodbye to him, it's one of the saddest moments, I think, in Disney because he loves him so much that he has to give him up because he knows that Mowgli staying in the jungle will be the end of him.
And they play the bare necessities in that minor chord and you're just like, tear.
And he cries a little bit, I think,
Yeah.
too. It's so adorable.
Yeah.
I love when characters have to love somebody so much that they have to give them up.
Yes.
Oh, it makes me so emotional.
Yeah, like the ending of Harry and the Hendersons.
It's actually exactly like that. Get out of here! When he hits him with a newspaper. Or whatever. Oh, he punches him right in the face, doesn't he?
Yes.
Well, Baloo does not punch Mowgli.
Thankfully.
But he does let him go eventually.
Yeah.
And he has to. And again, he literally puts his life in danger.
Yes.
In front of Shere Khan to save Mowgli's life. His love is so altruistic for him that he's willing to give his own life for Mowgli's, which I think is the true test of a sidekick hero.
Oh, yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I mean?
For sure.
I love Baloo so much. He also makes appearances as other characters in other Disney movies. For instance, he was Little John in Disney's Robin Hood.
Sure was.
But they called him Little John, not Baloo. So it was almost as though he was an actor in Robin Hood.
Yeah.
How weird is that? Oh, I know who voiced Baloo. John Goodman in The Jungle Book 2, which makes sense to me that John Goodman would... John Goodman kind of is Baloo.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I mean?
Probably with some more heart conditions. But yeah, I think John Goodman has had some heart problems.
It's probably true. And of course, Baloo had his own TV show in Tailspin, which was only one season long. I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
1990 to 91.
Surprising.
When he was voiced by Ed Gilbert in that television show.
Although, frankly, when you're that age, like when you're a kid watching cartoons,
it seems forever.
It's just on repeat, isn't it? Like
it's true. We've seen the same episode 37 times, and I'll still watch it.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, Baloo, I love you, Baloo.
Baloo for number 2. I love it.
Also a great character to meet in the parks.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
enormous. That costume is Crazy Town.
Yeah.
And so huggable.
And he's usually with King Louie, right?
Which is weird because in reality, King Louie is kind of a menace, I guess, in the jungle.
Kind of a villain.
He's a little bit of a villain, yeah. But they are best friends in the parks. So there you go. So that's my big number 2.
It was beautiful.
Thank you. Your number 2 is so beautiful.
Beautiful number 2.
Oh.
My number 2 also rhymes with number 2.
Uh-oh.
It's Abu.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
Good job.
So Abu appeared in Aladdin in 1992 and the subsequent sequels of Aladdin, of which there are 428 sequels. As you previously mentioned, Patrick, Abu was voiced by Frank Welker, who also voiced the Cave of Wonders and Raja in the animated version and the Cave of Wonders in the live-action version of Aladdin.
He's just done everything.
That's right. He was animated, as you just mentioned, Patrick, by Duncan Marjoribanks. Is that how you said it?
I think so.
Marjoribanks?
Yeah.
Duncan was the supervising animator for Abu, and artists actually studied movements of capuchin monkeys at the Los Angeles Zoo to help kind of figure out how Abu would move.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is that what Ross's monkey was?
A capuchin monkey, yeah.
In Friends?
Yeah.
Oh, good throwback.
Yeah. So I love Abu.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard not to love Abu.
It's true.
He's definitely a rapscallion. Never has the best of intentions. He's a little thief is what he is.
He's literally a thief.
Yeah.
But for survival.
And he has Aladdin's back, right? Except maybe when Aladdin meets Jasmine and he gets a little jealous of the attention, right?
He loves Aladdin.
Yeah. But I love that Abu drools when he sees jewels in the Cave of Wonders. I love that Abu kind of talks.
Yeah.
You know, Frank Welker provided that great little voice when he says, Abu, you know, when he kind of introduces himself, and so cute. Abu has some of the funniest kind of deadpan stares and looks and double takes of the movie. He's a great kind of comedic foil to Aladdin's kind of more hero / ingenue kind of role.
He's a bit of a kleptomaniac.
A bit. He can't stop. He's got a problem.
True. Yeah, it's true.
Kleptomaniac's anonymous for Abu. Aladdin is not one of my favorite Disney movies, and I know a lot of people really, really love it.
I'm going to slap you right in the face. I'll slap you in the face.
But he helped to make it more of a fun experience for me.
Yeah.
I know that's so wrong to say because people love Robin Williams and his genie, but for me, it's more about Abu. Honestly, I love Abu.
Well, you're allowed to have your opinion.
So that is my number 2, Abu.
That's a good number 2.
He's so cute.
I'm interested to see if our number 1's going to be the same.
I don't think we're going to cross over on this one.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Okay. Are you ready for my number 1?
I'm ready for your number 1.
I've got a big one for you. Again and again.
Okay. Who is your number 1 Fab 5 Disney sidekick?
Do you have any guesses?
I have one guess.
Tell me.
Is it Cheshire Cat?
It's not, because I didn't.
Okay.
He's on my sort of, because he's not really a sidekick.
Right. Again, right.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you define sidekick?
He's just a character in the movie, I think.
Right. Yeah.
So my number 1 sidekick
Yes.
is Jiminy Cricket.
Oh, yeah, I should have guessed
From
this. I should have guessed this.
Pinocchio.
Of course it's Jiminy Cricket.
Of course it's Jiminy Cricket. Jiminy Cricket was animated by Ward Kimball, who we already talked about, who has an extensive Disney animation history.
And Disney Parks history.
He's
brother.
we could do a whole episode on these 9 old men.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
He was originally voiced by Cliff Edwards, who voiced him through the 1960s, and also, of course, was the singing voice for When You Wish Upon a Star, one of the most iconic, classic songs in Disney history.
I mean, it's the Disney song.
It is the Disney song.
Yeah.
You can't remove Disney from When You Wish Upon a Star.
You hear it every time.
It's true.
You watch a Disney movie before the
true.
movie starts.
Yeah, exactly. Subsequently, after Edward's death, he was voiced by Clarence Nash, Eddie Carroll, Phil Snyder, and now he's voiced by Joe Ochman in a lot of the video games that are coming out, the Kingdom Hearts and things like that. One character, I think, with the most people who has voiced Jiminy Cricket.
Oh, sure, yeah. That's a lot.
It's a lot of people, and a heavy load to carry, I think.
Oh, my gosh.
You can't get Jiminy wrong, I think. Otherwise, people are going to be like, what is that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like voicing Mickey Mouse. Like, if you're not going to do it right, people will notice immediately.
Yeah.
So Jiminy was an original character from the adapted Italian book, The Adventures of Pinocchio, but in the book, he was an unnamed sort of minor character who was just there. And then Disney, of course, took the character and reimagined him as a partner to Pinocchio. A fun fact about Jiminy's name, which a lot of people may already know, Jiminy Cricket is an alternate exclamation for Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Which was used in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah.
The dwarves say it, and Dorothy says it in The Wizard of Oz.
I was just about to say that.
I
She
love
says
that.
it, yeah.
Which is kind of fitting since Jiminy's job is, of course, a conscience for Pinocchio and a leader and a guide, which, you know, I guess makes sense that they would name him after Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Jiminy's job as conscience was bestowed upon him by the Blue Fairy, which I guess is the God character in this story, right?
Yeah.
So it makes total sense that his name would be that, right?
Yeah.
So, like I said, he's the guide for Pinocchio through his life, and his job is to help him make the moral choices that get him to his goal of being a real boy. So what I love about Jiminy, which I've said about a lot of these sidekicks, is that his intentions are so pure, but he isn't always successful. In fact, throughout the movie, he wants to help Pinocchio, but he fails a lot. Like, he literally falls asleep and can't wake up and misses his opportunity, his first opportunity for Pinocchio to make the right choice. So he wasn't even there for it and couldn't help him. But once Pinocchio already gets into trouble, he sticks with him.
Right.
Right? He's like, you know what? We're in this together. We've got to figure this out. I'm going to tell you the right thing to do. Whether or not you listen is up to you. And I think that is a true conscience, right? We all have one. We all know the right thing that we're supposed to do, and we can listen to it or we don't have to. So we all have free will, which is kind of the point of the whole story, right?
Yes. I mean, there's been plenty of times in my life when my conscience has completely flown the coop.
Yeah. And you lie to me on a daily basis.
I enjoy doing this podcast with you.
Wow. Nose grew a lot. So yeah, I don't think there's much more we need to say about Jiminy Cricket. He's just a classic character. And when you hear his voice in the parks, when you see Jiminy Cricket, you just get that warm feeling, right? That everything's going to be okay. He feels like a hug. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like his whole character is just like, what a beautiful, beautiful character.
That is probably the most iconic choice you could make for your sidekick.
He just makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And like everything's going to be okay when Jiminy Cricket's around.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's my number one.
Putting a lot of faith into a tiny bug, but
weirdly, he doesn't even look like a cricket.
no, he doesn't. He doesn't. All right. We're wrapping this up.
Wrap it up.
Already, my number one choice for Fab 5 Disney Sidekick is relatively recent.
Oh.
But I've absolutely fallen in love with
I'm so excited.
Edna Mode.
Oh, interesting.
Is she a sidekick? I don't know.
Is she, or is she one of the heroes?
I don't know, but I just love her, and so...
Yeah.
I mean, she's not like...
She's a helpy helperton.
Yeah.
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 And she's got her own...
So this might be a little scandalous. We'll see what listeners have to say about this.
She's got her own path. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so she was in The Incredibles in 2004 and The Incredibles 2 in 2018. And she's also, Patrick, a part of The Incredicoaster.
Yes, darling.
Which I can't wait for you to ride.
I'm so excited.
She was voiced by The Incredibles creator, writer, and director Brad Bird.
I love that.
Yes, Brad Bird actually earned an Annie Award for voice acting in a feature production for doing her voice.
We got Annie.
Of the character, Brad Bird said, "At my most confident, I feel like her.
Oh.
She is absolutely convinced that her way is the right way. And if you disagree, you're just wrong."
Okay, fair.
Animator Teddy Newton co-designed Edna with Brad Bird. And there's a lot of speculation like who is Edna based on because her look is so specific.
Yeah.
And people have commented, well, she kind of looks like costume designer Edith Head.
Okay.
But then she also kind of is the Q, like the James Bond character Q.
Oh, you're right.
Of The Incredibles by providing their outfits and like all the things that the outfits can do. There's also been comparison to actress Linda Hunt. Do you know who actress Linda Hunt is, Patrick?
It sounds very familiar.
She played the school principal in Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, yeah.
She's like a little diminutive.
Oh, my goodness.
And she has like the severe bangs.
She sure
and
does.
Like the kind of like bob haircut.
I like it.
Yeah, so there's been really no confirmation as to who she's kind of drawn from. But those are kind of like the three that people keep circling back to.
I've always thought she looks a little bit like Anna Wintour.
Yes, they brought up that too. Anna Wintour, it's like possibly an influence for the character.
Okay, so maybe she's an amalgamation of all of these people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the fashion industry that kind of have been pointed at as possible influences for Edna.
I like it.
Edna is half German and half Japanese. Did you know that?
I did not know
I didn't know that either.
That's cool.
Brad Bird said, "Those are both relatively small countries that have sort of an enormous impact and outstanding technical products coming from them. That's what she is, a compact person with a very large personality and influence."
I love that.
Her name, Edna Mode, refers to E-Mode, which is a software used by Pixar during production of the film. And just a fun fact, mode is also a pun on the French and German words for fashion.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So Edna Mode, I adore Edna Mode. She's hysterically funny. She's obviously a very strong personality.
Yeah.
She's incredibly talented. And again, as with all of our sidekicks, honestly, the plot could not have been advanced without their help, significant help.
Yeah.
And honestly, the day could not have been won without, her help, her assistance.
That's exactly right. Good choice. The only person to make our list.
Good point.
Yeah. All the sidekicks we've talked about have been animals.
They usually are, aren't they?
They usually are. Well, Disney's full of animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my number one choice, Edna Mode.
I like it. Very unexpected. I would have never in a million years guessed that.
And she was the first one to pop into my head.
I thought you were going to choose maybe sadness.
Sure, I thought about
from
it.
Inside Out.
Yeah, I thought about it.
But you didn't. You failed me.
I didn't know if there was enough there for sadness.
That's fair.
Do you know? Did you have any runners up?
I had quite a few. I had Abu.
Sure.
Of course.
Yep.
I was thinking about Bagheera from Jungle Book.
Yep.
Dante from Coco.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, man, what a great character.
That tongue hanging out.
I mean, he looks a lot like our dog Dare.
He does.
The Greyhound.
He does.
Love him. And Archimedes from Sword in the Stone.
Yep.
One of my favorite movies that I always forget about.
Yeah.
I have to watch that again. Maybe that's our next take two.
That's a take
Sword
two
in
for
the Stone.
sure. Yeah.
Love that movie so much. And Archimedes is so funny.
Yeah.
And that perfect deadpan.
Yeah.
I know everything, you know nothing. Comic style.
Yeah.
Love it. Love
Reminds
it.
me of me.
Okay. What about you?
Just 3 for me. I had Genie.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But again, is that a sidekick? Or not?
Yeah.
Miko from Pocahontas.
Oh, of course. I don't know why my brain was like, what are you talking about? He's literally sitting behind me on a shelf.
And Miko was for a long time actually on my list.
Okay.
But then I nixed him for Baymax.
I considered him, but he didn't do much in the movie.
That's the thing.
He's kind of like Hey Hey in Moana.
That's
where
my
he's
next,
super cute.
That's my next runner-up.
Of
is
course,
Hey Hey.
yeah. Which, very funny character, but didn't contribute much to the plot of the story.
I mean, he was responsible for John Smith and Pocahontas meeting.
That's true. That's true.
He did love John Smith's biscuits. You know what I mean?
Those biscuits, though.
I love his tiny fingers when he gets the crumbs on them and he licks the crumbs.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta watch that movie
Little
again now
Miko,
too.
so cute. So those are my kind of 3 runners-up.
Good job.
And Patrick, as we said, we had a number of listeners write in
So many.
with their Fab 5 choices.
I purposefully did not read them.
Oh.
Because I wanted to hear them. So you
Okay.
have the privilege of reading our Fab 5 listener.
Well, here we go. Denzel, who you can find on Instagram and Twitter at @from_Washington,
Okay.
chose number 5, Sven from Frozen.
Yeah.
Number 4, Miko and Flit from Pocahontas.
Look at.
Number 3, Sebastian from The Little Mermaid.
Sebastian.
Number 2, Pegasus from Hercules.
Oh, good one. Good one.
And number 1, Mushu from Mulan.
Almost made my list as well.
Yeah.
A very rare character to find in the parks.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. JT, who you can find on Instagram at JT is here.
Hi, JT.
Chose number 5, Maximus from Tangled, because Flynn Rider.
We both had, that was our number 5.
Samesies.
Oh, samesies.
Number 4, Ray from The Princess and the Frog.
Oh, of
Raven.
course. Yeah.
Number 3, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather from Sleeping Beauty.
Good decision.
JT says this is a stretch, but I'm counting them.
No, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, those are sidekicks.
For sure.
Number 2, Timon and Pumbaa from The Lion King.
Smart.
And number 1, Patrick, Jiminy Cricket from Pinocchio.
We're the same person, JT.
For an honorable mention, JT said, not sure if she's technically a sidekick, but I live for Charlotte LaBouffe from The Princess and the Frog.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's a good one.
Yeah.
JT, we're going to get married. we have the same taste.
That is such a commitment for a Fab 5 list.
I just throw it out there. Listen.
Derek, who you can find on Instagram at Derek_Sitch, chose Flounder. Who doesn't love Flounder?
I like it.
Number 4, Timothy Q. Mouse from Dumbo.
So smart.
Derek says, he truly has such a big heart and is such an amazing friend to Dumbo. Very true. Number 3, Archimedes from The Sword and the Stone.
Wow.
Derek says he is so smart, yet so grumpy and sassy.
Derek.
Yeah.
Man, you're so smart.
Are you sure you don't want to marry Derek?
Sitch, please.
Number 2, Little John from Robin Hood. Derek says, just as lovable as Baloo, Bear, only with a cute green outfit.
And my number 2 was Baloo.
Yes.
Interesting.
And number 1, again, Mushu.
Wow.
Derek says, the dishonor on your cow scene is iconic.
That's a lucky cricket.
And Derek's honorable mentions were Dory from Finding Nemo.
See, I thought about Dory too, but I was like, you know what? Because she has her own movie now, a hero, not a sidekick.
Interesting,
That's my point. So you're wrong, Derek.
And his second honorable mention is Wally's cockroach buddy.
Oh my gosh.
So cute.
I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
Good choice.
That may be the smallest sidekick of all.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And that just in character alone, because it's a real cockroach. I mean, it's a realistic cockroach.
I love it.
Great choices, Derek.
Wonderful.
Tony, who you can find on Instagram at Anthony of Agrabah,
Hi.
actually amended his original list. Did you see that?
Oh, I did. Yeah, he posted one and then he posted another one.
He's like, I've got some corrections.
There's too many. There's too many to decide from.
His number 5 choice was Nana from Peter Pan.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Those big droopy eyes.
Yeah.
Love
Number
it.
4, Big Mama from Robin Hood.
Smart.
Yep. Number 3, Doug from Up.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I love you.
Number 2, Jiminy Cricket. And number 1, from Dumbo, Timothy Q. Mouse.
Wow.
And Tony says, guess I prefer animals to people.
Apparently, yeah. Samesies.
And last but not least, Nick, who you can find on Instagram at Jankowski Nick.
From Canada, eh?
That's right. Sent in an opus, Patrick.
Oh, dear.
He attached a document to the email that he sent us. Yes.
Funny.
And it is incredible, the work he put into this. It's more work than either you or I put into our lists.
I do slim to none.
And so I'm going to actually post this on our website in the show notes for this episode. But I just wanted to run down it really quickly because this is fascinating.
Okay, great. Let's do it. Insert yourself much, Nick?
Nick is now a co-host.
Yeah.
Nick actually went into what makes a good hero's sidekick. Is perceived as a secondary supporting or background character from the perspective of which the story is told, contributes significantly either directly or indirectly to the hero on their journey.
That was my criteria as well.
Bonus points for qualities such as selflessness, sacrifice, bravery, compassion, or even being an unsung hero in their own right.
Oh.
And then points deducted for qualities unbecoming a sidekick.
Interesting.
So like that was his bar.
Wow.
Right? Okay.
Do you have a job, Nick? Because this feels like a lot of work that you put into this.
So his choices were number 5, Phil from Hercules.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Number 4, Ray from The Princess and the Frog.
Okay, yeah.
For which Nick notes, as a gay man, I feel obligated to acknowledge a sidekick who can defeat his enemies using the power of his butt.
Bottoms up.
There's actually a really beautiful reasoning behind Ray, but I had to read that portion because we are GDTD.
Yeah.
Number 3, Olaf from Frozen.
Yeah.
Number 2, Andy and later Bonnie from the Toy Story franchise.
Interesting.
Of which Nick says, some might argue that Buzz is the sidekick, but from my perspective, most of all of Woody's developments over the 4 movies is driven by his relationships with Andy and then later Bonnie. Without Andy or Bonnie, I don't believe that Woody would have grown to be the heroic figure that he is at the end of Toy Story 4.
That is a fascinating point. We have to dissect that.
Yeah.
Not right now, but maybe off record.
And his number 1 choice, and this is genius, I gotta say.
Okay, that's a bold word.
This is genius.
All right.
R2-D2 from the Star Wars franchise.
Oh.
I gotta read you this. This is so great. Without question, the greatest hero sidekick ever. In episode 4 alone, that little droid is responsible for safeguarding the stolen Death Star plans that practically everyone in Rogue One died for.
Yeah.
Luring Luke away from the farm to find Obi-Wan. Locating Princess Leia on the Death Star detention level. Reminding C-3PO to turn his comlink back on. And then shutting down all the garbage mashers on the detention level, thereby saving all 4 of the main heroes.
Yeah.
Fixing the stabilizer on Luke's X-Wing and then increasing the power so that Luke can successfully complete his Death Star trench run. And that's just the first movie.
Oh my gosh.
By the time you get through Empire, Jedi, and the prequel trilogy, the list of times R2-D2 saves the day becomes ridiculous.
That's so smart. You know, something we need to get better at is considering live-action movies when we do our Fab Five.
Yeah.
I always just automatically go to animated movies when I think about
everyone
Disney.
else who sent us lists.
For sure.
But Nick had the foresight to choose R2-D2.
Thanks for the wake-up call, Nick.
Finally, Nick says, sidekick honorable mentions are Hey Hey, Pascal, Dory, Pasha, Genie, and Dante.
See? Pasha, see?
Yeah.
I considered him, but I was like, I don't think he's a sidekick.
And then Nick had the audacity to choose overrated sidekicks.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. This is going to get ugly.
And his list includes Sebastian.
How very dare you. I'll slap you right in the face.
Timon and Pumbaa.
Okay.
And Jiminy Cricket.
I'm going to punch you now. It's gone from a slap to a punch, a full-on punch in the face. I take back everything I said about you, Nick. You're a terrible human.
Wow.
Stop listening to our podcast. We don't need you.
You have just started war with Canada, Patrick.
Blame Canada. No, that was really thoughtful. Incorrect, but thoughtful.
Yeah, I would encourage all of our listeners to head over to our show notes at gaysdothedeed.com and check out Nick's list because his reasoning behind each choice he makes is really beautiful and extensive. I mean, it is. Yeah. Nick went there, and I'm going to have him do my notes for every episode going forward.
I know. He's our new Amanda, I think. No one can replace Amanda. But,
it's true.
But Nick, how very dare you for saying that Jiminy Cricket is overrated. Get right out of town.
Well, Patrick, this has just been lovely.
Yeah, this has been a real treat, hasn't it? Usually it's a real mistake listening to your lists because they're not often great, but you had some really good ones.
Thank you so much.
So proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I noticed you didn't return the compliment, but that's fine.
I think I've said everything I need to say about your list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So if you did not send us your list and you still want to get in on the action, you can, of course, email us your Fab 5 list at info@gazesdothedeed.com.
Or you can reach out to us on social media at GDTD Podcast. So you think you're my sidekick, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you won't often let me forget that you think you're the hero of the podcast and I'm just a sidekick. So, listeners, you decide. Tell us who's the sidekick. Who's your favorite of the podcast?
Oh, my God. Oh, no.
Uh-oh, I opened Pandora's box, didn't I?
No. It's you. They'll choose you.
It's gonna be me.
You're ending it on NSYNC?
I always end on NSYNC.
Who's the sidekick in NSYNC?
Chris Kirkpatrick.
Yeah. Yep. That's...
Dreads alone make him not a hero. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Patrick.
Guess what time it is?
What time is it?
I have no idea.
It's time for you to get out of here to take a boxing class with your family.
I'm taking a boxing class today.
So weird. With your family.
With my family. I'm going to punch them all in the face. Can't wait.
That's most people's dreams.
Dream.
I feel like.
Dream.
Yeah.
It is, of course, Quick D time.
That's good because I have to do quick pee time in a second.
Oh, my goodness.
So we got to blow through this because...
I blow things really quickly. Through them. I blow through them. Oof, Freudian slip.
Not a trait.
Oh,
you
dear.
want quickly.
Is it? Okay.
All right, take your time.
Let's get into this. So if you don't know, Quick D is where Adam and I ask each other a question that we've not been privy to prior to recording this episode, and we answer it on the fly. Quick D style.
Quick D.
With our D's hanging out.
Not true.
Just me then.
Yep.
Okay. So you ask me first, I think, this time around.
I do.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's get into it.
All right, Patrick, we just wrapped up our Fab 5 list of Disney sidekicks.
We did.
Yes.
You have a good memory.
Thank you. 10 seconds ago?
Yep.
I'm going to need you to tell me who in the Disney animated canon you would like to be a sidekick for and why.
Really good question.
Who are you going to sidekick?
I think we all know the answer to this.
Who?
Flynn Rider.
Oh.
I'm going to be his sidekick so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to sidekick him so hard.
So what are you going to do to Maximus to get into that role of being Flynn's sidekick?
Well, there's a death involved.
Oh, no.
As in most Disney movies.
Yeah, okay.
He's going to go the route of Mother Gothel. I'm going to push him off the tower.
How are you going to get a horse up to the tower to begin with?
I'm very strong.
All right.
And very crafty.
All right.
You don't know.
I think you're one of those two things.
You don't know how very dare you? And then once I've pushed the horse off of the tower, and he falls to his detriment, Flynn Rider and I are going to get into some adventures in the nude.
I'm assuming that Flynn, much like Maximus, is still going to ride you.
Oh, there's a lot of Flynn riding happening.
Okay.
If you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's no euphemism here. It's like literal at this point.
Yeah, we're going to have relations. It's going to happen.
Relations.
What?
So proper.
Thank you. I'm a lady.
Yeah.
What is this, prison?
Well, yeah.
It's going to seem like prison when we're, you know what I'm talking about.
So you're also going to have to off Rapunzel then, too, because they're a couple. Or is it a throuple? They were your throuple a couple episodes ago.
They were my throuple. She can live.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll bestow that upon her.
I believe you offered that she could...
gift of life.
She could be there.
She could be there if she needs to be. Who wouldn't want to watch that?
Don't need to participate.
Come on.
Okay.
Am I right?
You're not his sidekick then. You're more like his...
I'm more of a behind kick. From the rear kick.
Okay.
If you know what I'm talking about again.
Yeah.
Am I being subliminal?
There's no level of subtlety here.
No.
Never.
No. Flynn, you in danger, girl.
Okay, I feel like that was a very obvious answer to a very obvious question that I asked.
I'm a very obvious person.
It was fair.
I wear my D on my shoulder. Is that the saying?
It is disturbing.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
For my question for you?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, as you mentioned, with your good memory that we just did, our Fab 5 sidekicks, I'm going to need you to take my Fab 5 sidekick list and marry, boff, kill 3 of them. Do you need a reintroduction to my list?
I do. I mean, they're all animals. Go ahead.
It's going to get real. Maximus from Tangled.
Yep.
Gus and Jacques from Cinderella.
Okay.
They come as a pair.
Okay.
If you know what I'm talking about. Sebastian from The Little Mermaid.
Okay.
Crabs. I'm just saying. Baloo from The Jungle Book. Bears. And Jiminy Cricket from Pinocchio.
All right, Jiminy Cricket is dead. I'm killing Jiminy Cricket.
Wow.
He's too much of like a goody-goody.
Okay. I made a real mistake in giving you that
Plus,
list.
like, probably the easiest to kill, right? I just step on him and it's done.
I guess.
I mean, I guess I could step on the mice, too.
Okay.
But that just seems more horrific.
So you're getting rid of the big JC. Okay.
It's not the first time I've gotten rid of the big JC in my life.
All right, Judas.
All right, so I still got to marry and I still got to boff.
You do.
Right?
You still have to. I think that's a task. I have to boff, I guess.
Some days it is. Some days it is. How much have I eaten beforehand?
Jeez.
And how tired am I?
Oh, Jiminy Cricket.
Okay.
Okay.
No Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah,
He's dead.
Gone. Okay.
I think I'm going to boff Maximus.
Okay.
I think we both know why.
Oh, God.
He's like a horse,
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, I like that you just edited yourself
He's-
live in person.
He's like like a horse. Like I want one of those trombone sounds that
It's
go
so uncomfortable right now.
like a horse.
Okay. That's what you're looking for.
And so now I need to marry one of the characters that are left.
You're a size queen. Go for it.
So it's Jacques and Gus Gus, Baloo, and who's the one? Oh, Sebastian.
Yeah, so you've got a pear, a bear, and some crabs.
I think I'm gonna marry Baloo.
Good choice.
Yeah, I think so.
He can keep you protected.
Yeah.
He can find food under rocks for you.
Just like wildly entertaining.
Wildly entertaining.
He seems really chill, doesn't he? Like he seems like
He
would
seems
just
stoned.
be
He's
really-
stoned all the time.
He seems like he'd be really calm and cool and collected and
Yeah.
just like whatever's fine with me.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna marry.
He's into jazz music.
To be fair, in this episode, I've killed a cricket.
I killed JC.
I killed JC. I horse. And I married a bear, which
We've just lost so many listeners. Anyone who has a child is like, never again with this podcast.
That will do it for this episode of Gays Do the D. Thanks for listening. Ratings and reviews are greatly appreciated and help people find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and Stitcher. To become a patron of the podcast, visit our website at gaysdothed.com/donate. For a donation of any amount, you can receive exclusive Gays Do the D content and help us continue to bring you the very best Disney news and discussion. Continue the conversation after this episode on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GDTD Podcast, and submit your questions or show ideas to info@gaysdothed.com. Have a great week, everybody. See you real soon.